Ripia! At last! Yes, yes, you see? There are traces of Malakor's soul in here. This could change everything. This device will surely cause a revolution in our studies of the lost. All right, yes, you have done well, and I am pleased to promote you to the rank of Scrivener. Great, well, now I must study these results. The work never ends, my friend.
It may seem hard to believe, but this was once one of the safest and liveliest parts of Brightwood. All that remains now are my memories. Very sad ones, I'm afraid. And now, even those are starting to fade. The town of Walsham fell to the lost. It's been more years than I can count. Believe it or not, the wedding was on this very spot. A moment I never want to forget. He was the love of my life. Yes, he fell to despair. I had too much pride for that. I picked up and started over many times since. Now, I just want those memories. If you venture into town, I'd love you to recover some of my old keepsakes. I'm amazed. You managed to find all these pieces of my past. Even my old diary. It's sad, isn't it? Or it should be. Reading this is like visiting an old friend. It's very emotional. But rather than making me sad, it's making me angry. You see, when the truth came out, everyone in town turned on me. The truth about my true love. I didn't tell you the whole story. The wedding that took place here. It wasn't where I married my true love. It's where I met him. Oh, it was mine. But my betrothed was dull as dirt. I don't even remember his name. Pastor Pruitt was the one who married us. He became the love of my life. Yes! No. Oh, I don't know anymore. Well, if you could confront him and see if there is any humanity left in him, I might be able to make my choice. Tell me, did you see him? Did he seem miserable as a lost, or actually at peace? What did you find? What is this? Let me see it then. What's this? He became lost to avoid facing me? Apparently he couldn't bear the town's shame and scorn. The coward. Well, Pastor, maybe you have convinced me to live. Thank you.
Master Brightwood, it is with the utmost urgency and discretion that I author this note. Out of respect for your seniority in Walsham, I choose not to challenge you publicly, but I am disappointed nonetheless. These poor lost souls who have wandered into town, they seem to have lost their way. But is this not a test of our faith? The decision to bury them seems to me a decision to surrender hope. There simply must be no way. Please, let us at least discuss the matter. Brother Umberto. Brightwood, it is plain now that ignoring the consequences must be dearly. It comes to the verge of despair. And as we have seen, that seems to be the true source of this soulless pain. Our hollow prayers and efforts to bury these tragedies. It is worse. I cannot bear to witness this tragedy unfold. I am told of a faithful knight who resides west in Ballard's Manor. Sir Galahad? I will seek him out, and if Providence affords, I will return with the hope and the strength to save our town.
It appears the town fell to the lost, primarily from within. No signs of any defense. I wonder if Brother Umberto sought aid from somewhere else. Sir Galahad, eh? The shining knight from the court of King Artorius himself. An honorable warrior, as I recall, but a bit squeamish regarding the requirements of becoming a Soul Warden. Many of the king's knights joined the Order, but of course, you know what happened to them. Galahad remained at Artorius' side, and now that I hear the name, I do recall hearing he resurfaced after the war. Some say King Artorius fell during the war. Others say he fled, and there were even whispers that he turned. Perhaps Galahad can shed light on the fates of both the king and Brother Umberto. Yes, there are a few townships and manors that way if they have not fallen lost like Walsham. You go on ahead. I want to do a little scouting to the north. It's time I pull my own weight. I'll catch up.
I do not relish striking you down, my fellow Vigilant, but it is my duty. May your soul find peace, brother. Another who's not fallen is a welcome sight in these parts. Come, warm yourself by my fire. Be wary, traveler. A great tragedy has occurred here. The good people who lived in these hills have fallen and turned into soulless lost. If you've come seeking family or an old friend, I fear your journey may be in vain. Then there may yet be hope. Brother Umberto is a brave soul. He and I joined forces to defend these fair lands. But the story pains me to speak aloud. It is better if you read the account in my journal, just there. It was the dream of Avalon that led King Artorias to these shores. And of course, the wise counsel of the Enchanter, Mirrodin. But the Enchanter became obsessed with the island's mysteries. An insidious evil claimed his soul. The wars of Crimson Madness raged for a century. So many banners, all fallen to the corruption. I know not what transpired to end the conflict. We found no answers as to Mirrodin's fate. No trace of the High King. I sought new peace and purpose here in the Brightwood, but it would not last. A plague of soulless lost emerged. Brother Umberto and I formed the Bright Vigil to fight the darkness. But he stood alone when I left in search of my Lord King. I returned empty-handed to witness the results of my failure. The Vigil fallen to despair, and the Brightwood bright no more. Yes, friend. You are now acquainted with my regretful decision to abandon Umberto and go on a fruitless quest to find the king. My only desire now is to atone for my mistakes, but I'm not sure where to begin. Indeed, I would like nothing more than to find company in this lamentable endeavor. If you are willing to overlook my failed duties to the Vigil, then I will heartily accept your offer. It was among these townships and the nearby manor that Umberto and I founded the Vigil. I know the manor well. I will search there for clues, and you can search the towns. May the light be with us both.
Hello? Oh, thank goodness. You're not one of the wandering lost. I'm Ethelvin, and you're the friendliest face I've seen all day. You don't need to tell me twice. The lost get violent when you poke through their houses. Oh, don't look at me like that. Everyone has to make a living. Reclaiming treasure. Brightwood's so full of graves it's hard to know where to start. Say if you're heading into the villages, could you thin out the lost and look for any records? They might contain clues, and I'll share anything I find with you.
Umberto's journal, March 17th. A cold wind blows instead of spring, and the trees of Brightwood are dry and devoid of new growth. Poor Pastor Pruitt fell lost, along with the rest of Walsham. And now the lost are appearing here in Wolfsec. Since Galahad's departure, several knights have left the Vigil, and I have begun recruiting and training the local townsfolk as new vigilants. They've taken to calling themselves shadow hunters, and I won't discourage it. Anything that keeps them hopeful is welcome. Umberto. Umberto's journal, June 8th. It is the peak of summer, but it remains cold, and crops wither in the field. It seems every week we awaken one morning to find another of the townsfolk has fallen lost. Despite my misgivings, I've come to accept the only solution is to bury them. Strange as it may be to see graveyards on Aeternum, my greater concern is that they will soon be widespread. Umberto.
Ah, it is good to see you, young Warden. I have bad news. I found a large force of corrupted to the east. Sir Galahad has informed me that corruption has claimed the manor as well. Sir Galahad continues the search in a town just north. The Bright Knight refuses to believe the corrupted have again become a greater threat. But you and I know better, and we cannot simply walk away. We must try. I hope to find only simple pockets of the corrupted, but they appear to be consolidating. I suggest you enter the manor and strike down the corrupted commander. It could buy us time.
Understand why you reject corruption. Is there someone telling you to do this? Lying to you about everything?
Just about done reading through these records. My eyes are swimming, but it'll be worth it in the end. It has to be. You made that look easy. Have you been treasure hunting before? The handwriting in these records is awful, but I can puzzle it out. Then it's just a matter of matching up names with graves. Yes, maybe. I hope so. Some coffins in Brightwood weren't buried properly, if you catch my meaning. Let's start with the easy pickings and see what we find. The coffins should be pretty old by now, so a good push will force their lids off. Don't ask me how I know.
I welcome your aid for Umberto's sake, but I did not realize you were a Soul Warden. During the wars, your order insisted on the delusion that the Crimson Madness could not be defeated. Your friend Yonas now claims it's returned. Yes, some corrupted still linger, but I assure you, the Crimson Sorcerer is long gone. The old man won't hear it. He scouts ahead, determined to prove there's an army of the possessed hiding somewhere in the forest. What matters most, however, is that we're united in seeking Brother Umberto. To me, it's clear. The darkness consuming the Brightwood is the lost. Umberto and I swore to fight it, and I will honor that oath. Nothing to explain how this entire region fell to the lost. Just horrific stories as so many succumbed to despair. There is evidence Umberto and the Vigil abandoned this place, but no indication where they went. Very well. I have a few more houses to search in Wolfsegg village. The Vigilants were apparently burying Lost in a nearby graveyard. You should check there, and then we'll rejoin the old man. Hopefully, with answers.
Condemnation of the Stott family. Let it be known that the Stott family committed crimes against the community by conspiring to hide the fact that certain members of the household had fallen lost. Unsurprisingly, the plague spread, and will now commit the entire family to the earth. Let it be known that the Stott family's keep at Cairdan has been seized by the Bright Vigil, Grand Vigilant Umberto.
You have arrived just in time, young Soul Warden. I was becoming quite concerned.
Yes, the courageous soul we've both been waiting for. Your friend Yonas is rather disturbed about the presence of the corrupted in these parts.
You are putting it mildly, Sir Knight. Seeing such numbers this far south is a sign all of Aeternum is in grave danger.
Perhaps, but at the present, I'm more concerned about tracking down Brother Umberto. Seems he left here seeking some fortress. Yes, I remember the place. The fortress of Caer Dun lies some distance from here, however. Why there, I wonder? I will go straight away, and leave you to sort out truth and fiction with Yonas. Have no fear. If I find Umberto, you'll be the first to know.
I feel guilty saying it, but I am relieved to see the knight depart. He clings to his ignorance with unwavering assurance. The corrupted are here in Voss, just as I suspected. There is a ranger nearby who has confirmed it. That is what you must investigate. I suggest you start in the mine. It could very well be something buried here. Find out what the corrupted are seeking, and then meet me in the town of Calvary to the east.
Hey, Dragson! Ah, Dragson!